Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos we have the privilege of reading two Parshios, Acharei Mos and Kedoshim. The Parsha of Acharei Mos, which means after the death of, begins with the words, Vayedaber Hashem al Moshe, and Hashem speaks to Moshe, and he says, he spoke to Moshe, Acharei Mos, Shnei B'nei Aaron, after the death of the two sons of his brother Aaron, his two nephews died, B'karvasam Lifnei Hashem, when they came close before Hashem, Vayomusu, and they died. So Hashem is speaking to Moshe after the death of the two sons of Aaron. And then the Torah says that Hashem speaks to Moshe and he tells him to speak to Aaron and tell him, Va'al yavo b'chol eis el HaKodesh. You're not to come any old time you want into the holy place, but bizos yavo Aaron el HaKodesh. Only with the following prescriptive korban can he come close to the Holy of Holies. And that prescription includes the bringing of the coming close korbanos of Yom Kippur. And in fact, the rest of the Sedra speaks almost exclusively about Yom Kippur and all of its activities, all the times that Aaron goes in and out of the Holy of Holies with the bringing of the incense and the sprinkling of the dam. And it also speaks about the mincha reading of Yom Kippur, which is, of course, about the moral laws of the Jewish people. Rashi, at the very beginning of Acharei Mos, says, why does the law of Yom Kippur and why does the warning to Aaron to make sure that he comes in only at the right time into the Holy of Holies on Yom Kippur, why is it preceded by the statement, Acharei Mos Shnei B'nei Aaron, after the two sons of Aaron died? So Rashi says, because when you warn someone, and the warning is accompanied by a real event that took place, that caused conflagration, death, destruction, and you tell him, be careful, because that's what doing the wrong thing can lead to, you've warned that person much better than if you just say, don't do this. If you say, don't do this or else you'll perish, it's a lot stronger of a warning. That's the way Rashi understands why this entire section is introduced with the words, Acharei Mos Shnei B'nei Aaron. I'd like to offer another approach. I'm not disagreeing with Rashi, Chas v'Shalom. I couldn't. But I would like to offer a homiletical interpretation of the juxtaposition of the death of the sons of Aaron with Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is a day which brings atonement, forgiveness for the Jewish people. And how does it bring forgiveness? It brings forgiveness by virtue of our self-improvement, by virtue of our self-examination, by seeking to take ourselves to the next level, regretting poor actions in the past, promising never to do them again, and seeking a future which is filled with kapara, which is filled with, at the end of the davening of Yom Kippur, with L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim, with Hashemu Elokim, with Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Sometimes, when tragedy strikes, people can go into despair, and they could take themselves into a depressive place, which has the possibility of lowering their spirituality, their dynamic humanity. It has the ability to bring about melancholia and hurt. But the Torah is telling us that even when the greatest of tragedies strike, things can change. And there's a brighter day ahead. You can get atonement. You can come closer to God. You can feel more unified with the Jewish people, as we all do at the end of Yom Kippur. This week, of course, we commemorated the Yom HaShoah, the destruction of 6 million Jews. And not long after that, a week later, we commemorated and celebrated the freedom of the Jewish people to be under Jewish rule, which the Rambam says was a great gift in the time of the second Beis HaMikdash. Even though the rule of those in the time of the second Beis HaMikdash was not a religious rule, but nevertheless it's under Jewish rule. And the sovereignty of the Jewish people made it so that after World War II, at least 1 million, possibly many more than 1 million, and certainly since then many more than 1 million, have had the freedom of living in Artzeinu HaKadosha. We are going through a terrible time. We're going through a time of isolation and aloneness and tragedy, with so many good people succumbing to this plague that we're involved in. We should not let it get us down. Following the death of the sons of Aaron was the prescription of Yom Kippur. We can get better. We can get atonement. We can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel and follow it with great simcha, like Sukkot follows Yom Kippur. Let's hope and pray that that's exactly what we experience speedily in our time now. And we don't look at this as only a difficult time, but an opportune time, a time to grow, a time to improve, and a time to see a greater tomorrow, a time in which we are fully aware of what the possibilities are and how much we can come together, how much we're going to love being together with other Jews, how much unity this can bring about amongst Klal Yisrael. Let's try to focus on that. And then it won't be just Acharei Mos, but it will be that Kedoshim Tihiyu. You can be holy. The Jewish people can emulate Hashem and be holy people. Have a holy Shabbos. Have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos. And let's see the time soon where we can get together, because we don't despair, but we pick ourselves up and we go right on for a bright future. Have a great Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom U'Mevorach.